Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the My Stock Journey channel. So today's a little bit different, okay? A lot's been changing with my portfolio especially, and I had a big moment of self-realization, and I had a moment of honestly self-critique, and I feel like it's very healthy, especially as a YouTuber, to make sure that I'm being honest with not only myself but with you guys and what's going on. And I felt like I've been kind of being a hypocrite, honestly. And so what I wanted to do today is kind of just go over what all's been going on. I made big changes in my portfolio, and I feel as a moment of maturation. I feel like I matured a lot, and I feel like I hit a very big milestone whenever it comes to developing my mindset as an investor. And so basically what I wanted to go over today was the fact that, as I talk to my friends or anyone who wants to get into the stock market, or when I make these videos about, getting into investing, I always say, invest in companies you believe in, right? You only want to invest in companies that you truly believe will do you well over the long run. If you're a long-term investor, you want to invest in companies that you believe in the long term. Of course, that's a given, right? That's a given, right? Don't just chase yields. Don't just, if you're a dividend investor, don't just chase the highest yielding dividends. Or if you're an investor kind of like me, where you're not necessarily too much chasing dividends, but if you look at a stock, especially during times like now when everything's so low, don't just see the stock price now, see the 52-week high that we're at in February and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna invest now, and then when we hit the top, just sell out. Maybe that'll work for you if you're like just a more short-term investor, but if you're a long-term investor, that might not be the best route to go, especially with all your money, right? And I had a moment of realization in the sense that I was investing in the companies that I liked, but I didn't believe in fully, right? There was a lot of companies that I was like, well, I'm gonna just put $2,000-$3,000 in now, and whenever it hits its 52-week high, I'm gonna sell out, get out, take my profits, and just, do whatever, figure it out from that point on. And I came to the realization that when I entered this investing world, that was not what I wanted to do. I got greedy, right? And, I'm just being honest, like I was greedy. I saw the potential gains that I could be getting from some of these stocks. And even if I didn't believe in them, even if I didn't believe in their management, even if I didn't believe in their numbers or their balance sheets, I went in simply for the fact that I thought I could get a return. And, just for some reason, it just didn't sit well with me. Over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've been kind of unhappy with my portfolio, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I was like, why is it that I'm sitting here and I'm looking at these stocks and I'm happy to have them, but I'm happy to kind of have a portfolio, but I'm unhappy with what I own. And I came to the realization that some of these stocks I just didn't believe in the long run. I said one time in a video, only invest in a stock if you're comfortable with putting money into it and never having to look at it again. For me personally, that was a part of my personal investment strategy, was I only want to own companies that I feel as if I'm comfortable. Right now, I will set it to maybe take $100 out of my account every week, invest it into these companies, and I never have to look at it, or I never can look at it again. Will I be comfortable with that company? And the answer to a lot of those was no. A lot of the ones that I owned, it was honestly no. I was looking for a quick buck rather than long-term wealth building. And that was a problem. Some people do get in this market to make quick dollars, make quick trades, do all that. That's not me. It's not what I want. And I realized that that's exactly what I was doing. I was becoming greedy, and I was spoiled because of the time of the market. I got in at a really good time when everything was low, and as everything started to grow and grow and grow, I was like, oh, I'm making quick dollars every now and then. But I became humbled as the market came back down a bit. And it humbled me in a sense that, what are you really investing for? Are you investing for a quick $800 here? Or are you investing for thousands of wealth and, building my wealth over the next 20 to 30 years? And I came to the realization that I would much choose the latter than for a quick buck. And so with that being said, I wanted to go over the changes I made in my portfolio. I made some very big changes, and I'm very proud of it. I'm much more content as an investor. I've been kind of unsettled recently, but now I feel satisfied, and I feel like as if I'm investing in the companies that I actually truly believe in. And I realized there was a problem because there was a lot of stocks I owned, but there were many other stocks that I was following because those were the stocks I wanted to own. And it didn't make sense to me. Why are you not investing in these stocks you want rather than owning stocks that you don't have faith in? It didn't make any sense, but that was because I was new. And it's not me making excuses, but I was new and I was fresh to the game and I was spoiled. And now that I go back and I look and I really feel like I want to invest in these companies that I suggest my friends buy. If I'm suggesting my friends to buy something, why am I not doing it myself? Why am I being so hypocritical? And I look and, I'm very content with my portfolio now. I'm content with it in the long term. And I feel like I can build out this portfolio to be, something amazing over the next 20 to 30 years rather than making a quick couple hundred or $1,000 in the next year, right? And so with that being said, let's hop right into it. I know it took a little bit longer for me to get that through, but I honestly just wanted to get it out. It just felt weird. I felt like I was being hypocritical, and I felt like I wasn't being honest in the sense that I was telling people you should do this, or like you should make sure you're looking for stocks you believe in and this, but I wasn't doing it myself. And I didn't realize I wasn't doing it. But once I realized I wasn't doing it, it was a very big moment of enlightenment. And I'm very excited to see what my portfolio does over the next couple of years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So we are here on my portfolio, and I'm sure immediately you can tell that it is much, much different than it was last time. So the biggest things that I'll go over what I kept and what I changed. Obviously, if you follow my channel for a while, you can see what I've changed and not. But I'll start at the top. I'll start here with Store Capital. So Store Capital is a company that I've owned. It's been my biggest holding in my portfolio for pretty much ever, and it's not changing at all. Store Capital is one that I fully have 100% faith in, and it was honestly one of 3 in my portfolio that I actually bought because of my faith in them rather than me just chasing numbers. And so with that being said, I did increase my position a bit. I have 16 more shares than I did last time. My market value is $4,795. I'm at a total return of $813, which is honestly not too bad. As you can see there, I have a $70 store dividend coming in. Super good about that. My next dividend after this one should be about $83 roughly. So, definitely cannot whatsoever complain about that. And yeah, this is a stock, like I said, I really have faith in. I have faith in the long term. I feel like they've shown really stable growth, and that was something I lacked a lot in my portfolio. I had invested in a lot of companies that didn't match what I was looking for, but had potential to bring me a lot of money, so I bought them. And, that's just not right. That's not what you should be doing with your money, in my opinion. You shouldn't just invest because you're chasing numbers. Chase wealth. And this is one of those companies that I believe over time will make me wealthy. With the dividend payout ratio is 6.28 right now. The potential growth, obviously, there is a lot of potential growth from where we are now to the 52-week high, but that's not the reason I invested in them. I invested in them because I believe in them in the long term. And so with that being said, this is one that I'm definitely keeping in my portfolio. Next up, we have Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a company this is one of the companies that I wanted in my portfolio I wanted a company in my portfolio that was very, very well established. That was something I felt like I lacked. I wanted one that has stood the test of almost every single thing that's happened in the last 100, 200 years, right? Coca-Cola is that. Coca-Cola has withstood the test of time and continued to grow and expand to almost every single country on the planet. And what's a world without Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola is just absolutely, it's expanded its assets. It's just done so many good things. It's changed the world. It's completely changed the world. And that's the company I want to invest in. Do I see them giving the most growth long-term? No, I don't. But do I see them maintaining and keeping that established position and being a leader in their sector for almost ever? Yes, absolutely. Their dividend payout of 3.59 as well is something that I absolutely am attracted to. It pays me amazing dividends, and it is a very well-established company, so I will 100% be keeping it in my portfolio. Let me scroll down here. I have 58 shares basically at $45.11, which it's actually like barely under at the moment. My market value is $2,617, which takes that about a little over 20% of my portfolio. Next up, the return of the king. If you guys do remember, if you are new to my channel, you probably won't, but if you are a little bit of an OG, then you will remember that Microsoft has forever been my absolute favorite stock. And that should say something. The fact that it's always been my favorite stock, but it had such a small position in my portfolio, it made no sense. It honestly made no sense. That's how you know I was investing for all the wrong reasons by my criteria. Now, investing in some of those companies that'll make you a quick buck over the next year could be the perfect plan for you. For me, it was not what I wanted. I wasn't content with it, and it wasn't what I wanted in life. And so with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and just get back into Microsoft, start building it up again. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't pay the most dividends. It might not, be the highest dividend pay in my portfolio, of course. But it does not matter. It's a company I have faith in. And if I have faith in it, and that's the type of companies that I want to put my money in. A stable company, amazing management team, has withstood the test of time, and will constantly be giving back to your portfolio and building and growing your wealth. That's a company I want in my portfolio. And so with that being said, I increased my position all the way back up to 6.7 shares. Originally I had 5, I sold 3, and now I'm back at 6.7. And I will let you guys know all the stocks that I did sell, I sold all of them at a gain. I did not lose any money on any of them, thank God. Honestly, had I been down on them, I'd have waited till I was either break even or in profit to sell them. But with that being said, Total return right now is $126. My average cost is $195. It's sitting at 214. Absolutely amazing. I'm so content. I feel so much more satisfied in my heart. I feel like I'm on track to do what I set out to do when I got into the investing world. I felt like I was kind of just blindly going through this, and now I kind of feel like I see the path and I understand, okay, this is what I want to do with my investment life, not this, And so it makes me so much more happier on the inside. Next up, we have the boy Apple. Apple's one that, it was confusing. I was like, do I want to buy Apple right now? Do I not? Whatever. And the thing about it is, a lot of these companies I have so much faith in, but they were just like, I was like, oh, they're so expensive. Maybe I'll just wait for them to go down. And it's just like, no, man. In 30 years, the $10 that might have gone down before I waited to buy is not going to matter. This is a company that I feel like is going to bring me dozens of percentages of returns over the next 30 years. And I needed to understand that I need to maybe not focus so much on the numbers and just focus on the company, focus on the product, focus on what it has done for the world, rather than sitting here like, oh, it's at 383. Maybe I'll wait for it to be at 360 before I get it. No, none of that anymore for me. These are companies I have faith in. These are companies I believe in. And these are the companies that if, they pitch themselves to me, I would want to invest in. Not the other companies. And I'm not saying anything was wrong with the companies I had invested in before, but these are the ones that I want my money invested into. I had to put myself in the mindset of, if this company pitched itself to me, would I give them money? And what I had before, the answer would have been no to a lot of them. All these companies are ones that I genuinely believe in. Apple, obviously. You look at Apple, you look around, you look at their management team, you look at the test of time that they've withstood, you look at their 5 years. The growth they've made over the last 5 years is tremendous, 207%. And they're already established. They're established as honestly the best phone, one of the best phone, electronic, tablet, MacBook, all that is so well, put together, and they're the leader in their field. And that's the type of companies I want to put money into. It doesn't matter how much it costs, especially with fractional shares now. I have no excuses, and I need to be real with myself, and these are the companies I want to put money into. Apple, honestly, doesn't pay the worst dividend, 0.82. Yeah, it's not the most, but it's something. That's almost an extra percentage point every single year that I will be getting back, and you cannot complain about that at all. I have 2.77 shares at an average cost of $382. Like I said, I bought them pretty much yesterday, roughly. And so my market value is just over 1,000. That's one I want to grow super big one day, and cannot complain. Aflac is actually one that I still stand by. I had it in my portfolio before. It had a smaller position than it does now, but I've, kind of dollar cost averaged my way down. My average cost is $34.06. It's at $34.87, so we're already seeing some growth there. They have growing earnings. If you go look at them, I'll pull up something right here. I don't have my computer with me at the moment, but whenever I edit this, I'll pull up, they've outbeat the S&P 500 over the last 5 years. They've been doing very well. They're obviously well established. Everyone knows a little Aflac duck, and as an insurance company, I feel like when it comes to their finances, when it comes to how they run things, I feel like they're a leader in their sector. And so that being said, once again, another company that I have faith in, that I feel like I can invest in for 20 years without looking at it again, and know that I will be in returns and that I will have built wealth off of them in the long run. Last but not least, Trevor, I know you're watching this. You're going to be proud of me. I went in on Tesla, guys. I did, and here was my reasoning behind this, right? Let me put my phone down and let me just talk. So Tesla's a company that I have had faith in forever, honestly, forever. If I can go ahead and find it, I'll pull it up here. I bought Tesla back in December, which was the very first buy that I made on M1 Finance. The very first investment I ever made was actually Tesla. The reasoning behind me not investing in Tesla was because of the price. I just it's too pricey. I'm gonna wait for it to dip. And I was so concerned about the numbers, and I was just so concerned about maybe trying to get a little sale here and there, that I wasn't investing my money in companies that I truly loved. And I absolutely love Tesla. I love Elon Musk. I love what he's done for the company. I love what his goal and what he wants to do for the world. And that's the type of company and that's the type of person that I want to invest in. I love Tesla, but it's almost like I feel like I'm investing in an Elon because I genuinely just love what he does. And with that being said, I was like, you know what? F it. Screw the price, screw it. Yeah, if it goes down, I put more money in. I have the ability and I have the capital to invest money when it goes down. Even if it goes all the way down to 900, is what it is. I'm going down, our dollar cost average down. And I didn't invest all my money yesterday. I want to slowly do this and I want to slowly rebalance my portfolio. But I'm definitely going to do that. I want Tesla to be a major part. I'm very, very bullish on them. And I'm tired of being in the mindset of I'm going to wait for a little sale before I go in on this company, because at the end of the day, the $20, $30 I'm looking for to get it cheaper won't matter in 30 years. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, I went in, I bought Tesla. I didn't buy much. As I said, I do want to just slowly average my way in. I bought a third of a share. I'm already up $57. As you can see, it went up 10.7% today, which is insane. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a dip pretty soon, just because I call it taking breaks. I feel like stocks go crazy and then they take breaks. And I feel like a break's coming with Tesla sometimes. If not, I'm not going to complain. I'm obviously going to keep going in. But I think, recently Tesla's proved this stock can hit the 2s, 3,000s without fault within this decade. And so with that being said, Tesla is definitely a strong buy. And it's one that I'm going to add in my portfolio. And so as you can see, in this, I only have 6 stocks left. I have one more left on M1 Finance, which we will go over now. So I'm very happy with this. I kind of rebalanced my portfolio, and I really wanted to put my money into companies that I truly believed in. I have $3,162 left in buying power, which is from selling my other stocks that I want to redistribute out through these. I want to even my portfolio out a bit because if you can see here, I have a lot of balancing out to do. I want these stocks to kind of have their own equal share of my portfolio and not one be so much higher than the other one. But yeah, I definitely want to put Apple and Microsoft up a lot soon. I think Tesla's going to be one that I do a little bit more slowly just because they're so, volatile. I feel like it'll be easier to just dollar cost average in. I feel like Microsoft and them don't move as much. And so it just makes a little bit more sense that you can put bigger amounts of money in. And so let's hop over to M1 Finance and let's finish this video out. Last but not least, we have the absolute boy, the Brody, Stag Industrial. This was the very first major position I took in any company. Stag Industrial, I'm not going to go too deep into each one of these companies is, but in short, it's just a REIT. It focused on single tenant operation, like industrial type tenants. And so with that being said, just kind of do your research on that. It's a monthly paying dividend, which I absolutely love. I have 64 shares now. I have a little bit over that now because I've been reinvesting my dividends every month. My average price is $21.54. It's at, let me see here, $29.31, so a little bit over $8 already per share. So it's made me back somewhere around $523, which is phenomenal. I only invested $1,380 and it's sitting at $1,870. So we're already getting close to a 50% return on investment right there. So absolutely amazing. Oh, look at that dude. Financial education. What a guy. But so we're going to go ahead and we got that. I'm going to hold on to that forever. Keep reinvesting my dividends every month. And hopefully that monthly dividend can, maybe pay for my gas one month and, do that later down the line whenever I'm looking to maybe kind of quit my job or whatever that may be, So, Stag Industrial is one that I'm absolutely going to hold on to for years on years and decades on decades. And so that is my only, my portfolio now. I only have 7 stocks and I'm very, very content. I hope you guys did enjoy that video. Honestly, it took a lot out of me to kind of make this video because I didn't want y'all to think, that I've been purposely sitting here just lying or saying or preaching what I'm not doing. I don't like that. I don't like the thought of I'm telling people to do this, but I'm not doing it myself. Honestly, I just like being transparent. I like just saying what I'm doing and being honest. And I felt like I needed to be a little bit more honest with myself. I let being spoiled by the market and I've been getting kind of greedy. And I need to take a step back and have a moment of self-reflection and understand that what I was doing before, just chasing those small gains and chasing those little couple month gains, wasn't what I meant to do when I got into this. It's not what I wanted to do, and I realized that I was not satisfied. Now I have a feeling of satisfaction. I feel like when I wake up every day that when I go to work, I'm going to work and I'm making those dollars work for me for 30 years, not 7 months. And it's honestly an amazing feeling. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. And if you have any feedback or any, if you want to give me maybe the biggest lesson you've learned from the market, or if you've ever had a moment kind of like the one I did, where you really had to sit back and look at yourself and be like, what am I doing? Definitely tell me about it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.